Yes! Yes! Look at this guy. Welcome back to the Wet Mammal channel, guys. You are absolutely going to love today's episode, Spearfishing Indonesia. It is just insane. I had an absolute blast filming and diving in Indonesia for the 6 days, and editing it up has brought me nothing but smiles and good memories. So sit back, relax, and froth on. Yes! First fish of the video, we've got the golden trevally. Now, I've shot these guys before, but this was definitely going to be a PB. I couldn't pass up on this fish. I placed a nice shot into him. I'm about ½ an inch off a stone shot, which would have been ideal, but I looked to my side to make sure that no sharks are coming on. This is very different to spearfishing Fiji. This fish would have just been obliterated in seconds by grey reefs and bull sharks, but yeah, not so many sharks in Indonesia. Managed to tame the fish down and icky him, put him out, and what a beauty. Absolute monster of a golden trevally. Stoked with that. So happy. What a fish. Goes best sashimi. You can cook golden trevally and it doesn't tough up. It's actually okay. But I'd definitely be going sashimi with that fish. On this drop, I position myself in a really good hidden little spot. I get some dead coral and scratch it on some more dead coral to create some noise and basically get all these fish super interested in me. As you can see, this tactic works really well, and eventually your big predators will start to come through. There's bull shark, but the fish that I'm targeting on this dive isn't actually a midnight snapper. I'm going to go for that big beautiful red bass. There's no ciguatera in this area, and if there's no sig, these guys are going to get smacked. They taste absolutely delicious. I used my experience of diving around sharks, especially bull sharks, to dictate that this guy was going to do me no harm before I took the shot. I get the red bass onto the surface. I'm absolutely stoked. Not my best shot, but check that. Big meaty beauty. This place is pure paradise, and there's not many places in the world where you can wake up out of bed, walk 6 meters and drop into the ocean. So good. So this place can be absolutely chock-a-block with crocodiles, so using the drone to scout the area and make sure that there are no sleeping crocs or crocs patrolling territory is a fantastic idea, and one of the many benefits of having a drone for spearfishing. Also, listening to local advice, you just can't beat it. Here you can see a range of species, and I'm just having a bit of fun on this dive. Now this is the fish that made my trip. This was my first ever Dogtooth Tuna. I'd been chasing this fish for a while in Fiji, and yeah, I was out of season, so I didn't really come into them. I've only seen 2 in the water before, and they were on missions away from me. This guy unfortunately couldn't get away quick enough, and I plugged a nice shot in him. It was a perfect holding shot, got a double flopper, and it was engaged inside and on the outside of the fish. Completely removed the power out of him, but he was still a decent fight to the surface. Absolutely stoked for this. Look at this guy's teeth. Horrific. You do not want to get chomped by those jaws. As always, icky and then bleed the fish. Get as much blood out of the fish as possible. I am still smiling just looking at this footage, doing the voiceover. What an absolute amazing day and experience. That was a fish that, I worked hard for and just happened to find it on this trip. Not very often that I manage to put in surface shots on things that aren't flatties, but here we have a coral trout on a surface shot. I'm not going to complain, and it's perfectly eating size. Now, be honest, how many of you can clock this fish? The kawa, or the brown marble grouper, is a master of camouflage, and once you've got the eye for them, you've got the eye for them. But I've been diving with people and they've been directly on top of them and not known. These fish are awesome. I'm fortunate about the bit of coral that just popped off, that I managed to get this fish out of the reef as soon as possible so he can't hole up and just became an absolute pain. I could see that the shot wasn't great, so I relieved some pressure on the gun and on the reel and called Mon over for a second shot.
Mon, put a second shot in it.
She goes straight down, knows what she's doing, lines up the fish and plants an excellent shot straight through the fish's head, and that's it, lights out. Awesome shooting, Mon. After that, it's just good times on the surface, a little bit of line management on the way up.
Out like a light. Woo! Kawa!
Now you can see my shot didn't actually go the whole way through the fish, just the tip did, and then it came back through the fish. So although it was probably going to hold, it's not worth the risk. I would much rather have a second shot put in any fish than risk losing it. There's nothing about pride for that, it's literally just about securing the fish and ensuring that you kill the fish and you're not just injuring fish. So whilst spearfishing, we managed to encounter manta rays, which was just insane. These things are so majestic and beautiful. These are reef mantas, and what a magic experience to get up close and personal with these guys. Now this was a first for me, out spearfishing and just come into a dugong of all creatures. I've never seen them underwater. I've seen them on the surface from boats, but I've never seen them underwater, let alone swim with them. This guy was particularly playful, and then he ventured off into the deep. In the interest of saving you guys time, I'd been swimming alongside this buffalo emperor for 3 or 4 minutes, and I'd actually got onto the deep side of the reef to him and forced him up into the shallows. Got him used to my body language and behaviour before I made the drop down to take the shot. I tried staying as still as possible, and I left my eyes off the fish until the very last moment. I put a shot into the fish, and I'm just trying to keep him out of the reef whilst I assess where the shot placement actually went. I know that I got him in the face, but is it a holding shot? As soon as I can see that both floppers have deployed on the outside of his mouth, I skull drag this puppy in. I am absolutely stoked. And look at this fish. And so so close with that shot. That's a really sharp spear, and yeah, I am over the moon, absolutely chuffed. There's no words. I can't describe.
Yes! Yes! Buffalo Emperor! Yeah! Wow! That's a burst! What a beautiful fish! Wow! Yes! Man, I'm so happy. I've been hunting this fish for like 6 months. Yes! Wow!
Come on, this has got to be one of the coolest looking fish in the sea. Look at the orange, the dark skin, and the mouth. This thing is an absolute beast. I am so stoked.
Buffalo Emperor. How good. Yeah, you see why I put the colour? Yeah. Wow.
Alright, so spearfishing Indonesia, it's not too bad. Getting on some lovely grouper, cod, whatever you call that. and I've got myself my first buffalo emperor. I'm absolutely stoked with this fish. Look at the colours in it. I'm going to put the color down. Look at this guy. How sick is that? So yeah, finally managed to nail one of the buggers straight in the face, and that's how it goes down. Awesome. Here's a GT that lives to fight another day. Not all fish are worth shooting. Sometimes you just got to enjoy scenery and life, especially if you've already got one fish on the boat. Check these GTs. Beautiful bluefin. Mom taking a shot on a Spanish mackerel. Unfortunately it came off. Here's me coming down on a coral trout. This is a passion fruit coral trout, and it just didn't give me the right shot. Amazing oscillated ray. This is just a quick little video to showcase the current. I cannot stress enough, if you're a beginner diver in Indonesia, or if you're any diver in Indonesia, take absolute care. The down currents and the currents in general in Indonesia are like any I've ever swum in. I've been caught in a near miss incident myself. Now, because I stopped start, this GT didn't give me much pre-footage, but yeah, line them up, take the shot, and just goes hell for leather. This is one of the best things about shooting GTs and hunting GTs. They do charge, and they've got so much fight in them. They're absolutely fantastic, and I'm slowly but surely warming to the chew, but I am more than aware that you shouldn't really go for the big boys. From the GTs that I've eaten so far, as soon as they start to get larger than this, they really do get tougher. I don't know how that goes with smoking the GT, but yeah, for cooking and sashimi, it's actually not that great to go for the big boys. So this is a perfect size eating GT, and I'm absolutely stoked. This kawakawa with the triple tail managed to pull an absolute wool over my eyes. I put a shot in and I thought I had him on, and sure enough, instantly off and straight out of another side of the reef. So I've included this video again just to show you the kind of currents that we've got in Indonesia. Your float lines can literally be sent down to depth, even if you've got a hollow tube. The current will just rip them and drag them down. It is insane. Take care. This is an absolute monster of a Spanish mac, and unfortunately he didn't want to come close to me. Old and wise, I reckon. GTs, long nose emperor, and a whole heap of dart and sweep. Here we've got a day octopus. So after coming across 2 octopus in the space of like 5 minutes, I decided to dive down on this guy, record, and take him for the plate. I absolutely love eating octopus, but I am so conflicted on taking them. They're such cool, beautiful, and intelligent creatures that I've created myself a limit of 1 per month in Australia. But in the Pacific, I actually haven't taken one. This guy put up a hell of a fight, ripped my snorkel off at depth, And yeah, he didn't come easy. I bit his brain between the eyes to kill him, and we cooked him up. Unfortunately, the local style that was cooked, he was a bit rubbery, but the flavour was insane. Absolutely love them. Check all of these coral trout just meeting up. Here's a green humphead parrotfish. This is a perfectly deformed starfish with only 4 points. It's so nice to see these guys in numbers. I would have seen over 80 in my trip in 6 days. Amazing. Alright, so we ticked off the Dogtooth Tuna. Finally got the dog. And yeah, it's a little pup, but she'll do. Can't wait to sash it. And then beautiful golden trav. And yeah, PB definitely. So, solid fish. What a day. Awesome. Alright guys, so this is my first Dogtooth Tuna. We're going in with the sashimi. I cannot wait. I didn't have a proper knife or a proper kitchen, but we make the most of what we've got. I do have soy, which is amazing, and I can't tell you how excited I am to eat this. That's so good. I've really missed tuna. Yeah, only a little model, but absolutely worth shooting. This stuff is delicious, and I cannot wait for the next one. So, yeah. Right, bugger off. That is the end of the little 6 days spearfishing trip to Indonesia. It's been a fantastic trip. I've loved every minute of it, and yeah, what a trip. I've got my first Dogtooth Tuna, my first Buffalo Emperor, and my first Pacific Octopus. Could not believe how lucky I've been here with the conditions. When we first arrived, it looked like it was going to be horrific for the week, and just every day we got near glass out conditions. It's been incredible. I'm definitely going to come back to Indonesia, watch this space. But if you want to follow on to my adventures, we're going to Fiji next, and it's going to get wild, and we're going to get big fish in Fiji. It's going to be sick. We've got Return of Island Survivals, Hike and Spear. The Undesirables is finally coming back, and then we've got regular spearfishing. So stay tuned, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment for more, do all those YouTubey things, and stay wet, stay fed. Catch ya.